Hi, this is the Brazilian Panties sewing tutorial. To start sewing you need stretch fabric, I'm using mesh, cotton jersey for gusset, Picot elastic, and thread matching the fabric. First, check the T-square on your pattern after printing it. It must measure 3 by 3 centimeters. Cut out all the pieces from your main fabric and cotton jersey gusset. Take the front piece and place it right sides with the gusset from your main fabric. Then place the cotton jersey gusset right side to the wrong side of the front piece and match the centers because cotton jersey gusset a little bit smaller than the other pieces. Stitch it with a straight stitch. Turn it right side out. Top stitch 1 mm from this seam on the gusset, and I also make a straight stitch to secure the gussets together. Next, take the pattern guide. On the top page you can find elastic length calculations. We will do the leg opening. This measurement needs to be multiplied by the stretch coefficient of your elastic. Seam allowances is not included in this calculation, so add 4 cm to make it easier to attach the elastic. Measure and cut calculated length of your elastic. I make the second one of the same size. Find the centers of the elastics. And also mark 2 cm seam allowance on each side. Then find the middle of the leg opening on the front piece. Match the center of the elastic and the center of the leg opening and pin the elastic wrong side to the right side of the front piece. Then match the seam allowance marks on the elastic with the edges of the front piece at the side seam and gusset, leaving a 7 mm seam allowance on the briefs. I do the same for the second leg opening. Stitch it with the zigzag stitch that the needle lands into a scallop of the elastic at the left side. Try not to catch the cotton jersey gusset in your stitching to avoid creating a bulk in the gusset area. Trim all the excess fabric. Fold the elastic to the wrong side and stitch it with a zigzag stitch on the second edge of the elastic. Place the back pieces right sides together. Stitch them with a zigzag stitch. Match the seams on the back piece and press it. Find the middle of the front piece. Then put the front piece into the back piece and match the center of the front piece and the seams on the back piece. I'm slightly stretching the fabric on the elastics. Stitch it with a straight stitch and add a bar tag on the elastic end at the center of the back piece. Trim all the excess fabric. Pin the side seams the same way, slightly stretching fabric on the elastic. Stitch it with a straight stitch and add a bar tag at the elastic. Turn the briefs right side out. Take the pattern guide and let's do the waistband. Take the measure for the waistband, multiply it by the stretch coefficient of your elastic and add 2 cm for the seam allowance. Measure and cut Picot elastic to the calculated length for the waistband. Mark 1 cm seam allowance on both sides of the elastic. Then find the center and the quarter points. Mark the center of the front piece. I leave a small gap at the back near the side seam. This is where I place the first mark and start attaching the elastic with a zigzag stitch. Then I match first quarter mark with the center seam of the back piece. Match the middle mark with the side seam. And match the second quarter point with the center of the front piece. Then I match the last mark with the first one, overlapping the ends of the elastic. Then I finish the edge of the elastic with a narrow zigzag stitch. Then trim all the excess fabric which remaining when the elastic is folded to the wrong side. Fold the elastic to the wrong side and stitch it with a zigzag stitch along the second edge of the elastic. That's it, you can find more tutorials in my profile.